Hey everyone, this is Mr. Crafty, and today I'm doing a video about the infamous Goku, the grandfather of shonen anime, most people call him. Now, also I'm sorry I've been on hiatus a little bit, some stuff's been going on, but what's good to start a video with, going with the grandfather of anime, Goku himself. Alrighty, now, you know what I like to do, I like to find out how strong he is in his base and scale him up. So let's start seeing how strong he was inside the Battle of Gods. Alrighty. Now we know that Goku at 80% of his power was able to destroy the universe, as he said he was going at 80% of his power when fighting Beerus, and we know moments later they were, just their clash was gonna destroy the universe. Now, some people think, okay, so 80% of his power, he's universal. So a little bit we gotta go into. We know that the Dragon Ball universe is a macrocosm. It consists of multiple universes. I counted to be at least 8. We can easily say there's more. So I just assumed that, hey, it must be 8 different universes, so must we take at least 8 times the power, since we have to assume they're relative in size. So yeah, so Goku was actually able to output big number times 2.26 times 10 to the 93 joules of energy. And that's, universal plus, pretty good. But if you want 100% of his power, which, just times that by 20, God Goku should be able to output 4.52 times 10 to the 94 joules of energy, which is, really high in universal. That's actually kind of close to multiversal, but, pretty high. That's pretty good. Now that's it. Oh, that's it for the video, right? But there's a little bit more to go into. We know that Beerus said, "Hey, your base power absorbed the Super Saiyan God's power," and and we see that happen. He was able to fight him in base with his Super Saiyan God power, which makes his base 4.52 times 10 to the 94 joules of energy, right? And then I was like, oh, so that's his base. So I was wondering, alright, how strong is he, if he, stacks Super Saiyan God on top of that. So I had to dive in and find out how strong was the Super Saiyan God multiplier. And this, this is where it gets a little tricky. It was a little hard. Now, we know that the Super Saiyan transformation's a 50, and the Super Saiyan 2 is 200, and the Super Saiyan 3 is 400. So I was trying to think, okay, where's the connection in that? And it hit me. Every Super Saiyan transformation is like double the previous in multipliers. Like Super Saiyan 2 is double than 50, which makes it, a 100 times multiplier. But the Super Saiyan 3 is double the double, which makes it a 4 times difference from the Super Saiyan 2, which why it's a 400 times multiplier. So I assumed, okay, so that means the Super Saiyan God transformation should be double the Super Saiyan God multiplier difference, which make that an 8 times difference, which make the Super Saiyan God transformation a 3,200 times multiplier. Yeah, and that's why I was saying this might get tricky now. That I'm not confirming that if the creator ever comes down and says actually the multiplier, let's say it's a 10 times multiplier, which hopefully he doesn't. But then that's different. But you see what I mean, right? So if I times Goku's base by 320, you get Goku's max output by the end of that arc to be 1.4464 times 10 to the 98 joules of energy, which is multiversal. It's multiversal, which I found out to be was big number times 10 to the 95 joules of energy. So he's a little bit over multiversal. And now we have to move on to the resurrection of FR. Alright, so we know inside the resurrection of FR, Goku unlocks the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan transformation, or Super Saiyan Blue, right? Now, we know he's gotten stronger, but we don't really know how much stronger, so I'm not just going to assume, oh, this many months have passed, so he's got this much stronger. So I usually use that if a certain year has passed, right? Anyway, so I had to find out, so really all I had to do was find out what was the, Super Saiyan Blue multiplier, right? So what I did was I just, since Goku himself says it, Super Saiyan Blue is when you add the powers, when a Super Saiyan God and stack Super Saiyan on top of that. He just goes out and says that, right? So I did anything, just times Super Saiyan God multiplier, which was 3,200, times that by 50, and I got the multiplier to be 160,000 times multiplier. Which, if I times that to his base, his output would be 7.232 times 10 to the 99 joules of energy, which, is like a 1 decimal increase from the last arc, which is, that's still good. That's still really good. And, still multiversal. And, yeah, so that's why I couldn't do that much as change. So it's not that really much as change, so that's kind of it for when it comes to Goku with the Resurrection of F. And, time to move over to the, Goku Black arc. Sorry. Time to move over to the Universe 7 versus Universe 6 arc. Alright, so like again I said, now that a year has passed, and that's not my thing just to, increase, I always increase one's power if we don't know how much stronger they got them by how many years it's been since we last seen them, and I'm not going to change it just for Goku because I'm not biased, but during this arc, he does get much stronger, and you'll see what I mean by that, because it's the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc, right? Now, we don't know how strong he's gotten, but one thing for sure, he was able to use Kaioken on top of his Super Saiyan Blue transformation. And not just Kaioken times 10. Now this is where some really straps of power Goku makes. Now, kind of what I said in my Ichigo video where most of the transformations work by when someone's already inside a transformation, they stack, like I said with the Shikai Bankai. If someone's in the Shikai, then they stack Bankai. It's the multiplier stacking on top of that, which means it's whatever the multiplier was, which I found was 7.5 times, 10. And not that many. It's not that doesn't work for everything. Like kind of like in One Piece, you're not stacking it. You're just kind of switching out, transformations. And most Super Saiyan transformations do the same thing. You're switching out. But in this case, he's actually stacking it on top of it, kind of like Bankai Shikai. And so I found out that if you just times 10 the multiplier, right, of Super Saiyan Blue, which is, 116,000, then you get 116, it's just 160,000. I don't want to say it's a number, but it's not actually, but I'm pretty sure it's 160, I think 16 million, yeah, I think that's 16 million, sorry. A 16 million times multiplier, and if you just stack that to his base, he's become 1.15712 times 10 to the 106 joules of energy, right? And that's also after, since inside this arc, he was stated to surpass time while fighting Hit, making him a fourth dimensional being. So and since he's already Universal Plus at this point, I just added that value to just Universal Plus to it, giving him, like I said, 1.1712 times 10 to the 106 joules of energy, which is, this is already multiversal. And now we move on to my personally favorite arc in the whole thing, the Goku Black arc. Alrighty, now we're on to the Goku Black arc, and this is where things pick up a lot. The one thing, I can actually find out how strong Goku's gotten, because, for one, when Goku first meets Goku Black, he goes Super Saiyan 2, which we can tell by the hairstyle and everything, and he's fighting base Goku Black. Now, we already know that Super Saiyan 2 is 100 times multiplier, which means Goku's base is 100 times stronger than Goku's base, which kind of makes sense when he went Rose, which is like the parallel to the Super Saiyan Blue transformation, how he was completely wiping the floor with literally everyone there, including Vegeta, just, kind of just stabbed him and killed him, and and how he wiped Goku as well. He's just toying with them. It's pretty easy. It's, how easy it was, right? Which would, would make sense. But then they retreated and trained for a little bit and then came back, they were easily able to match him, if not stronger than him, right? Which would make Goku's base 4.5202825 times 10 to the 96 joules of energy, which, Goku's base already now, because I just times his base by 100, since they make him equal, right? His base is already multiversal, right? And if you want Super Saiyan Blue, it would be 7.23, a lot of zeros, times 10 to the 101 joules of energy. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not stacking the Kaioken on top of it, is because, well, one, I could do that, and it would be much stronger, right? But they didn't do that in this arc, so I'm not going to do it. But he could totally have done it if he probably wanted to. But I'm not downscaling anything, because now we're going straight into the final arc of the show, the Tournament of Power arc. This is the final arc of the series currently, and we're now talk about the Tournament of Power. So first thing to cover is Jiren, because when he fights Hit, right, it's stated that he's transcending time, which making Jiren a fifth-dimensional being when not even close to his full power. Which, I mean, come on, that's which make Jiren's power. Okay, now, kind of how I said inside my Ichigo or my Naruto versus Ichigo video, that since I don't know the difference, you can't really tell, or at least I haven't found out a way you can tell the difference in power from when you transcend a dimension, or difference from when you're fifth dimensional, you're just low complex multiversal, right? Which is really high. That's that's a few tiers away from being hyperversal, but there's no distinct difference, right? So what I do, here's what I was trying to say, I'm just gonna, since it is multiversal but it's low complex, right? So that make Jiren's, what we see as power 2.827825 times 10 to the 95 joules of energy, which you would find, I found out with regular multiversals, but just put low complex right next to it, and that's how you can tell the difference. All right, so that's it, right? And so yeah, that's Jiren, and we see he was we know that Goku was at least as strong as Hit in a Super Saiyan God transformation as he would want to come save him from Dispo, right? So that means Goku was able to Goku was at least able to output that, since he was able to fight against that. So that make him, those two roughly equal. But then Jiren kind of one shot that version of Goku, making him, the one-shot multiplier 7.5 times stronger than the person, making and so that would be making that Jiren big number times 2.120 times 10 to the 96 joules of energy, low complex. And then he was able to, one-shot the Super Saiyan Blue, which I've already, which would make Jiren 7.9532 times 10 to the 98 joules of energy, low complex. But then, then Goku, is he had enough of it, and he goes Kaioken times 20, right? And I found that the Kaioken times 20 Super Saiyan Blue multiplier, would be 32 million. I think if this is, no, it's not a million. This is 30. I think this is just a 3,200,000 times multiplier. I'm just put it up on screen so you can see it. I don't know what the number is, but you can see it, right? And and that would make and that would make him able to output 2.5445 times 10 to the 105 joules of energy, low complex. And then Goku shot a spear at him that was rivaling, Jiren's power, until, he used a little bit more, just kind of one-shot the thing and Goku at him, making Jiren able to output 1.608 times 10 to the 106 joules of energy, low complex. And yeah, but then, Goku, goes Ultra Instinct or Omen Instinct for the first time, and he's able to fight equal with the Jiren, but we know he was using a little bit more of his power than when he fired back the Spirit Bomb. So we can assume he's at least using 2 times the amount of power, making, both Goku and Jiren at this time able to reenact 3.8175 times 10 to the 106 joules of energy. Anyway, now, but then, he kind of stopped that punch he did and one-shot him away and almost got eliminated if it wasn't for, his friends saving him, right? Making, Jiren able to output 2.8631 times 10 to the 107 joules of energy low complex. Now, real quick, this might sound like I'm only doing something for Jiren, but it's not. I have Goku scales directly to Jiren in this whole thing, so I gotta see. Now, anyway, after he refights Jiren, right? Goku's Super Saiyan Blue form is able to compete with the same form of power he was using when he fought with Omen Instinct, making that means Goku grew a lot after becoming Omen Instinct, making his, and probably after fighting Kefla, right? And making his output also 2.8631 times 10 to the 107 joules of energy low complex. But then, we see Jiren's like, nah, I just one-shots, he basically one-shots him again, and, making him 2.1473 times 10 to 108 joules of energy, right? And then, he's like, then, Goku and Vegeta are like, okay, we have enough of this, let's, break our limits. He goes Super Saiyan Blue evolution, and then Goku goes Kaioken times 20 again, which is, times 20 that, and Goku's, now this is where Goku kicks up a notch. He's 6.8716 times 10 to the 114 joules of energy low complex. And like in this fight, we don't see Jiren, completely able to overpower him. So I would assume he's at least 2 times stronger, making Jiren able to output 1 point since he's fighting both of them at the same time. That's kind of so making him able to output 1.37432295 times 10 to 115 joules of energy low complex. But after he goes Omen Instinct and then goes mastered Ultra Instinct, right? Goku just kind of one shots him, and he's able to output 1.030 times 10 to 116 joules of energy low complex. And then Jiren goes to his full power, and they're relatively equal. So that's kind of it for Goku. So his strength and everything, and yeah, there's the Broly movie, but we don't know if he's gotten actually any stronger, right? We know for sure that Broly was stronger than Jiren, but they don't scale to him since they had to fuse just to beat him. But so basically, if in conclusion, Goku at his strongest is big number times 10 to the 116 joules of energy low complex. And just to understand, basically anything, if he's in Super Saiyan Blue or higher, he's a 5th dimensional being and low complex, but anything lower, he's just 4D, something like that. And yeah, and if you want, I will go over speed real quick, right? To really understand, if you want to just skip over the whole light speed stuff, when he goes, fights against Hit and, that Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc, he has infinite speed because he's transcending time. 1, he's a 4th-dimensional being. 2, he's moving where time is stopped. And, 5th-dimensional beings have an infinitely higher speed, which is finite. So you can't really see how much faster he is, but we know he's really damn fast. So that's kind of it for the video. I didn't really talk, so that's kind of it for, Goku. And I think I did a really good job. I never actually intended on doing a video for Goku because I thought everyone does it. But I was like, I might as well knock him out. So I might do videos maybe him versus Naruto. Not really. That's just a joke. But you know what I mean. So that's it. Look forward to more videos in the future. So in conclusion, Goku is strongest, higher in the low complex multiversal. A 5th-dimensional being has infinitely higher speed than infinite speed. Well, that's all, YouTube.